Heidi ho, my friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today I want to show you how I created this little kind of flippity floppity thing in my little mini journal, except we're going to add to it in our, where did Grandma go? Oh, here she is. She's sitting right here looking at me. We're going to add it into this journal. So we're going to make it bigger because this one's little. So here's how it goes. So it closes like this, and it opens, and it opens. Now, we've made something similar. And here is a pocket back here. Here, oops, I forgot to punch it, didn't I? Here is a pocket here. Right here. Now, I need to give myself a little punch here so I remember, because I forgot to do it. And you all know me, I'll forget. Right here is a pocket. And then over here, now I haven't put the pockets in over here. I just have my little papers thrown in here because, you know, haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm going to put probably 2 or 3 little pockets up like that. Now, I'm not going to use that one, but I'll probably use that one and maybe that one. So I just always have them in there. So whenever I have time, I can create the pockets. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do it in here and we're going to make it bigger. Now, what papers do I recommend? I recommend papers that aren't as thick. I'm sorry, I have a gnat in here, and he is making me crazy. I don't know where he came from, but he has been following me around today. I think he came from outside in my bird food. I don't recommend a thick cardstock. I recommend something that's thin because you're going to line it. Now, unless you have double-sided cardstock, and then that's perfect. Because you're going to line it if you don't. See, the cardstock I use is one-sided, so I had to line the back of it to create my pockets, which made it really thick over here. So it's, it makes it really thick and really hard to fold. So if you have a thinner cardstock, I would recommend that. So I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm going to put this out of the way right now. So I'm going to sit it over here on the table. And now what did I see? Oh, I need to get a few things off of here that we're not going to need. We're not going to need sandpaper. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have started the camera because I'm really not that prepared. But I was all excited about showing you guys this. So I turned it on, and then I looked at my table, and it was like, holy cow, you are not ready, girly. So, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. You know what? Today is a good day. I get to see both of my nieces and my sister tomorrow. So I am really, really excited, and I'm wound up. I know, more than normal, so that's scary, isn't it? That's really kind of scary. I am wound, so I don't need that right this minute. But you are going to need your glue stick, and you're going to need probably your art glitter glue or some type of white glue. I don't think you're going to need any washi, but I got it out of my drawer because it was getting stuck in my drawer. So I'm going to put it over out of the way. But I don't think you're going to need it unless you like to decorate with it. Then you can, then you can use it. Now, this is great if you have little scraps. Not little scraps, bigger scraps of cardstock, like maybe something 12 by 12 that you've cut, maybe that'll fit the size of your page. It's perfect for that. It's not a real good little scrap buster unless you want to use those to make your pockets. Then that'll work. Okay, now you all know I'm an inker. So I'm going to be using my favorite inks. I'm going to be using my scissors, my corner rounder. I'm going to be using my ruler, my paper cutter, and some of my favorite cardstock. So let's get the ball rolling. Now, paper. What paper am I going to use? Well, I am going to use. Let me get hold of it. It's right here. Okay, I think this might be too thick. I wanted to use this, but I think I need to look and see how thick it is. It's double-sided. This is what I'm thinking. It's a double-sided paper, but I think the print's too big for what I want. This is from, hold on, let me adjust you here. It's 180 GSM, but it is double-sided. Now that I feel it, I don't think I want to use it. I think it's just a little bit too heavy, and I don't like the prints for it. I think the prints are too big. I think I want something smaller. Let's see. I do have an idea. Oh, wait. What's this one? This one's called Vintage Rose. Now, these are by Crafter's Companion. Now, those aren't too bad. Okay, maybe these. And they're still 180. I think maybe this one will do. Let me see, do I have two of them? And I wouldn't have to line anything, so that might help. I don't think I'm going to need two, but maybe we'll use this one. Okay, there's two of them. All right, so I'm going to use this one. And here's the paper. It's called Vintage Rose Collection, and it's by Crafter's Companion. And I got it at scrapbooking.com. Now, they also have beautiful vellum. I have never used this. I'm not ever really sure what to do with the vellum, but let me tell you, it is fabulous. It is gorgeous. Let me show you. Look at that. It's kind of opaque. Now, you know what? I might use this for some of the pockets. I haven't used any of this, not one single piece. This piece is my favorite with the bumblebee. So I might make some pockets with it. I love vellum, but I'm never really sure what to do with it. So I might, let me see how many pieces are in here. It's 150 GSM, and there are 24 single-side printed sheets. So, and they're 8 by 8. And that bumblebee is my favorite. All right, so let's get started here. As I don't want to keep you, like forever. Because I have so many things. I have a couple of videos I need to do. And I don't want to wear my voice out completely. So let's put that paper away. All right. So the first thing we need to do, other than choosing your paper, is you need to grab your paper cutter. Now, you can make this any style you want, any style. I just happen to be working in my grandma's attic journal, and she's kind of a flowery type of journal because, well, that's what I like. I like flowers. So the first thing you need to do is you need to pick your page. that you want to put it in. Now I'm going to put my glue over here out of the way until I need him. You need to pick the page that you want it on. And once you find that page, so let's see where we want it. Well, there's that lovely heart that we made. Oh, I've got the hiccups. Oh, dear. I'm thinking maybe... Oh, my gracious. I hate the hiccups. Let's see. Oh, maybe that page. And then I don't really... Oh, maybe this page. Let's see. Let's see what signature is getting the chunkiest. Well, they're all kind of chunky. Grandma's getting a little chunky. Yes, I am. I am getting a little chunky. Let's head into signature number 2. Well, looky there. Right there. All right. I think we're gonna put it on this page right here. Oh, man, I love this journal. Look how flat she lays. Look at that. She's chunky. She's a little chunky monkey, and she lays flat as nothing. I think we're going to put it right here, or maybe right here. Yeah. Yeah, this will hold it. So we're going to put it right here. We're going to put it right here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to measure your page. Okay? So I need to cut a piece of this. I need to cut it a piece for the height. It needs to be 5.5 inches tall. Oh, good heavens, Lori, that's not tall. 5.5 inches wide. Good gravy. And it needs to be, make sure I'm measuring the right page, 8.5 inches tall. All right, so let's get that cut. Good heavens. Can you believe I said that? All right, so I'm going to do my height first. All right, so 8.5 inches tall, because everything I do is going to be 8.5 inches tall for this book. Now, I need 5.5 inches wide. Okay, so this is going to be my background piece. It's going to sit like this, and it's going to hide all the mechanics of everything I do. And it can either be a pocket or it can just sit flat. Now, you guys know, if you followed me for a while, I don't like these big pockets because everything gets lost that you put in it unless you make a great big tag. So I need to decide about that. Now, for my first little flippy flappy, okay, so there's going to be multiple flippy flappies on this. So if you like flippy flappies like I do, you're going to love this. Okay, this piece is going to fit right here. So I need to figure out, first I need to score on here for the, for it to bend. I need to decide, I want this piece on the inside. So I have my little baby scoreboard. I need to go on and put in my, I need to go on and score. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, that's okay. You can do this with a ruler, and on the next piece, I will show you how to do it with a ruler. I am just going to score down 1/2 inch. Get my 1/2 inch mark here. And then I'm going to fold this in at 1/2 inch. Now, if your paper's thin enough, you can just fold 1/2 inch. You know, if you can figure out 1/2 inch, just fold it. And it's going to sit like this. Okay? Now, you don't want this to be the same width as this paper. Okay? You want it to stop. You want this first little flippy flappy to stop right about here. Okay? Because there's going to be a second one that comes over, and you don't want them smacking together. So I need to measure where I want to cut this off. Now I need to also make sure that's my back piece. This piece is, oh, I have it upside down, I think. Yeah, there's my rose stem. So this piece goes over here. Okay, so with my pencil, let me move this big piece out of the way. With my pencil, which I just lost, here it is. I need to measure this. Now, you also need to decide which piece is your top, which piece is your bottom of your flippy flappies. Okay, that's my bottom. I want this piece to stop right here. Now, I'm going to go on and cut this piece. And I'm keeping it folded so I remember that that this piece needs that fold in it. Okay. Now that piece is going to fold in like that. Now, if you don't want that piece like that, just fold it the other way. And have it like that. Now, if you don't want it all to be the same paper, use different papers like I did in my little tiny one. Just use different papers, and that's fine too. Okay? So I'll decide if I want it, you know, how I want it to be on the inside. Now, I need something for over here. Now, the same goes for on this side. I can't have them touching all the way over here, and I also can't have it touching when this closes. I can't have it touching all the way over here. So when I measure it, like if I'm going to use this piece would work because it closes just fine. But I'm going to save this piece for something else. So I can either pull out another piece with a different pattern, which I think I might do. I think I might just do that. Because all of this being the same is really, really a lot. So let's pull out something else. Let's pull out this piece. Oh, let's pull out this piece. Get a hold of it here. All right, we're going to pull out that piece. Okay. Now this piece is going to go on top. Now see, that's the back. So I need to measure this at 8.5 inches tall. And then going this way, how far in do I want it to go? Now I have to remember I'm going to give it the little, okay, that far. Where's my pencil? Okay, so I'm going to take it that far plus this little hinge. Right there's my page. Plus right there for the hinge. All right, so I'm going to go on and cut it. Uh-oh, I lost my pencil mark. Let me find my pencil mark. Oh, there it is, right there. Right there. Okay, so now I'm going to go on and add my hinge. Now, you could make this, I could make one of these out of book page. I could make this out of, I could make it out of anything. I love making these out of book page. But I thought this would be fun, you know, to make out of something decorative for Grandma. Okay, so there's my hinge. Okay, so here's my hinge, and it's going to go under here, and that's going to go on top like that. Okay, so far we have that. Whoops, pulled it right out, didn't I? So far we have that. Just like that. Now, if I want to make either of these, if I want to give either of these pockets, you know, like this one, if I want to give this a pocket this way, or I want to give this one a pocket this way when I flip it out, that means I need to cover a section. So if I was going to do that, I would turn it this way and I would cover in here with something. So if I'm going to make a pocket in here that pulls out that way, I want to cover this piece. So to do that, now I'm going to keep that there and I'm going to use it to mark our spot. And I'm going to sit it right next to me. So I have our base pieces. I'm going to put this out of the way. So I want to make a pocket that pulls, so I can pull something out this way, you know, when I open it, and maybe this way. So to do that, I need to cover this. So I think I want to use some of this. I want to use this piece. So I need to, now I don't want to cover the hinge, but I need to measure it on the back here. Just like that. Okay, that's the piece I need to cut off. And I'm just going to use my scissors and just whack it off. Well, I guess this isn't whacking, is it? It isn't whacking at all, but it'll work. Works just the same. Okay. So on the back of this, I'm going to put this piece. Just like that. Okay, so this is our hinge. This is going to turn over, and I'm going to make a pocket here and a pocket here that I can put a tag in. Now, before I do any gluing, I want to go on and make my punches. So I remember where they're going to be, or you know I'm going to forget. And I think I want one right about there. Okay, it's trying to go into my hinge. Okay, so it's right here. So I need to glue this as a pocket. So to do that, I need to glue across the top, down the side, and across the bottom. And then in the middle, I'm just going to choose that middle line. I'm going to give myself a nice big line of glue right through the middle. Just like that. So that's the size of pocket I have that I can put a nice big tag in. So I can make a tag that's maybe really decorative to go in there. Now, if I've got this wampadoodled when I put it on, I can trim it off and then repunch my holes. That's not a big deal. So I can put this down. Just like that. Did I forget to do this front edge? No, I didn't. Oh, yes I did. I forgot to do right there. I forgot to do right here. I need to do right there. Okay, so as you can see, it wiggled when I was putting it down. So I'm just going to trim it. I'm just going to put it on my paper trimmer and I'm just going to trim it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put it on my paper trimmer after my glue dries, and I'm going to trim it straight so I can straighten this up, or use this and see if I can't straighten it up here. That's better. And just nibble it out there. Okay, so now I've got a pocket here, and I got a pocket down here, and I can put something across here to remind me. So here's this piece for my base, and I'll put pockets here, most likely going up it. Now for this piece right here, remember this piece is going to go over it like that. Okay, so on the back of this piece, remember I told you I wanted to save this piece. Let's get these out of the way. This piece I want to make flip out. Okay, so I have this piece that sits over this, like this. Okay, it sits like this in my book. Let me show you. So it's going to sit like this. It's going to sit just like this. And when this piece flips out, I want another piece of this to flip out again and again. So there'll be like 3 little flip outs over here on this big piece. And I want them to progressively get smaller. So I have these 3 pieces that I want to use to do that. So maybe what I want to do is I want this piece to sit here and to flip out, because I really like this. And then I have this piece, but I also have this piece with the green, and I have this. Now, I like this. I don't want any more of this. I could add some of this to here, to the front of this, to flip out over here. I also have more in here that I could choose a different pattern, but I really don't want to add a whole lot more of a pattern to this. And they're all the same. They're all pink and green. So by adding more patterns to my eye, it's just more pink and green. Nothing really changes except for the flowers. So I really don't want to add any more. Now that would be the only one I would consider, because it has both colors. And I really don't want to add any more. So we're going to have to figure this out. Okay, get down there. Plus I have the other page, the full other page that we took out. Okay, so here's going to be this one, and here is this. So we have that space between the pockets that we could even, no, I don't want to interrupt the pockets. So where'd the big piece go? Oh, here it is. So over here, let's make sure this is down. Okay, so here's that piece. And it goes like this. Now I want these guys. I want these little butterflies. I think that's what they are. I want them to flip this way. So we're going to add them. This is like the other side of this. So we're going to add them. We're going to, here it is. So when they flip, I want them to sit here. So I want them to sit here like this, and then flip that way. So I'm going to take, is that long enough? It is. So I am going to cut a piece of this. Okay. Now this is just a 1-inch strip, and then I'm going to fold it. And I am going to put it right here. And I'm going to add this on top of it, like that. So that gives me these guys back here, and then they'll flip out that way. Okay, then I can flip them. And then before I attach it, come here, before I attach it, okay, so I've got that there. I can put it like this. I want to add up here oops, where let's see, what pocket do we want? Okay, so right now I'm just going to make a few pockets that are going to flip. I'm going to attach these flips to that flip. Okay. So these are going to flip from here, and then there's going to be another one. That one has a butterfly there. No, I don't want that one. Okay. All right, let's see what I need to do here to make these work. Okay. Here's my book. Now, I'm going to go on and I want to glue this to this page. Like that. Okay, that's glued to that page. Now on this page, on this side of the page rather, I have this. Maybe I'll put, okay, so this is going to go here. maybe on the inside. Maybe these would work better on the inside, like that. With that over top of them. And then that flip on top of that. And then flip out that way. I think that might work better. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so if that is on the inside, I think that will work better. Okay. So let's put glue here. Okay, so change of plans. So here's what I'm doing. The hinge I made, I am gluing to the back of our base page. I'm gluing it to the back of the base page like this. Okay? Just like this. Okay, it's glued to the back of the base page. Those little pages that I cut for the flippies right here, they're going to sit on this hinge, and they're going to sit inside here like that. The main page, which I think I need to make this bigger now, I need to make this hinge right here, I think I might need to make it a little bit bigger, because I only made it, I didn't even make it a ½ of an inch, so I need to make it a little bit bigger. There it is. So I need to bring it up to about a ½ of an inch. Well, I need to find a ½ of an inch. Since there are other things there, okay, I think that'll secure it a little bit better. Okay. And then this is also going to go back here. It's going to fit right back there. So this is going to open. This is going to be attached to those like that. And it's going to open. This is going to be hinged to the front of here, and it's going to open. Okay, and the hinge for that is going to go around to the back of this. Okay, I have to cut the hinge for it. And I'm going to use this. Is it long enough? Okay, I'm going to cut this at a ½ an inch to use. Maybe we're going to cut it at an inch. Give it a little more room. Just to be safe. Okay, so I've cut this piece at an inch. Just to give it a little more room. To hold that. And since it goes there, I'm going to put it right here. I'm not going to wrap it, I don't think. I don't know, should I? No, I'm not going to wrap it. I'm just going to put it just like this. I'm not going to wrap this one. I think it's going to get too bulky if I do. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up on the edge of the page. And then I'm going to put this right here. Okay, so now I've got this to flip up. Now maybe I will. I think maybe I will. I'll wrap it around this piece. So I'm going to wrap it around this piece because I don't want to see it. Okay. I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second. Okay, so here's the top piece, okay? And here's the hinge I made for it. Okay, this is the hinge, and I wrapped it around the main piece. I wrapped it around the hinge before I attached it to the bottom. Okay, here's my bottom piece right here. Here's the bottom piece right there. So before I attached this piece, I went on and wrapped the hinge around it. So when I put it around the back, it's just one piece. These are the small little pockets I made that are going on the inside. Okay, so now when I put this back here, it's just one piece that's going back. So as this sits on my page, this is going to flip open. That's going to flip open. That's going to flip open. Let me go on and glue it. So you can see it. And it'll start making some sense to you. Because I know I keep changing my mind, trying to make it work better. Okay. Okay. Now, as it's sitting on the page, this is going to flip open. That's going to flip open. That's going to flip open. And then here are going to be the little flips. And these are going to be pockets. We're going to make these into little flip pockets in just a minute. We're going to put backs on them and make them into flip pockets. And they're going to flip open that way. Okay? So we're going to use this piece that's left and make these into pockets. Okay? We're going to do them like that and make these into pockets. And then this is going to close, and it's going to have two pockets. Okay, so let's go on and cut this piece. Okay, so now let's go on and glue this together for a pocket. So we need to go up this side, this side, and this side. And now let's line them up. Here, I want to put them around this. Now I'm putting them around this hinge. So I want to make sure that there's glue on the hinge. Okay, there's that pocket. So we're going to go on and punch it. Right there. And then we're going to Okay, we're gonna have to trim the top because it's not level. There we go. And then we're going to round these top corners and this bottom corner like that. So there's that one. And then we're going to do the same thing with this top one up here. So we're going to do the same thing with this one, and it's going to sit up here. All right, so I need another scrap. Do I have another scrap to fit up there? Right here. Okay. Okay, so that piece needs to go up here. Now I'm using the hinge as a part of the page. Okay, and this time I didn't cut it, I just put the whole piece of paper on it. And I'll just trim it. Okay. Okay, let's make sure that's still glued. All right, so there are our little flippy pockets. Okay, so now we can attach it into our book. Okay, so we have our little pockets have rounded. Oh, that tore. That's all right. So now they'll just be separate. So now we have rounded corners here. So I think I'm going to round. No, I'm not. I'm not going to round those corners. So let's go on and glue this down onto our page. Let's do that. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to take my fine tip off. And I'm just going to use the big tip. That way I know I have plenty of glue on the back. Now, if anybody has any questions, please, 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 please ask me. Okay? Because I know I kind of changed my mind on how the little pages were going to flip out. I did that because I figured out that it wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to. And I had to change their direction. So please let me know if I can answer your questions. Now these little pockets need to go on the inside like that. That goes there, that goes there. So please let me know if you have a question and I will happily answer it for you. Now, you need to make sure that everything, good heavens, I am knocking everything off now. And I will happily answer it for you. Okay, making sure everything is glued down. And then we're going to go back and take a look at it. And then after all of my glue is dry, I will come back and actually I do think I'm going to round some of these inner corners. I just think it looks nicer. Yeah, like that. I just think it looks a lot nicer. Doesn't look as grumpy. There. That looks better. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. Oh, get up there. Okay, so we have our front page with our little butterflies. Flips open, 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 and then we have these two little pockets, which decided that they were going to split, which, you know, that's fine by me. And once everything dries, the glue dries, I'm going to come in and do some inking. That goes there. I have two pockets here. I have these two pockets. I'll be adding a row of pockets here. And I'll be adding some pockets here. But for now, I need to let some glue dry because it is very heavy. But I am going to kind of hold it all flat with a paper clip. Well, that paper clip has seen better days. So that it can dry flat. Here we go. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for joining me today as we muscled through our little flippy flappy project. This was fun. I thought about this last night and it was like, oh yeah, I got to do this. This is going to be so much fun. And then as I got into it, things didn't go as I planned. Paper just was not cooperating. So I want to thank you for your patience and your kindness. And if you stuck with me today until the very end and saw all the fun, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope, let me get all my scraps off of here. I hope that you had fun and I hope that you give it a try because it really is fun to do. There, I think it's drying now. Having all these little flippy flappies in the middle of your journal. So we're going to be able to put in here. It's big enough that you could even put something this big in here in these little pockets now. Because we made these little pockets big enough. Look, we made these little pockets here. As long as it doesn't spread. Oh dear, I think it did spread. Here, but it's wet enough that I can open it. There. It's wet enough, big enough, I mean, that you can put something in there that's that big. So let's see if we, yeah, this one didn't up here. It didn't spread up here. So you can put something that big in there, like that. So that is kind of nice because you always don't get that opportunity to do that. And these pockets are nice and big, so you can put something nice and big in there too. And see, even down here, this is a nice big pocket. I mean, it's not huge. You're not going to lose everything, but they're good size that you can put things in them. And you can even put two things in them, one on, you know, facing each side so that, you know, like this to kind of keep your pockets from flopping around. That's what I like to do. That keeps my pockets from, you know, from bouncing around. So that worked out well. So there you go. There you go, guys. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you were here with me today. And I'm so glad that you joined me. So I hope that you had some fun and I hope that you give this a try. And now it is time for me to get some lunch. And I hope that you give this one some fun or at least an opportunity in your journals. And until I see you again in the next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.